What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is my review for the 2023 movie Left Behind, The Rise of the Antichrist. This is a sequel to the 2014 movie entitled Left Behind, which starred Nicolas Cage. However, Nicolas Cage is not in this sequel. In fact, none of the actors from the 2014 rendition of Left Behind are in this sequel. The 2014 Left Behind I thought was absolutely terrible. That movie in itself was actually a remake of Left Behind, which came out in 2000 and starred Kirk Cameron. And that actually had two sequels come out after. The original trilogy was starring Kirk Cameron. I can't lie, I actually liked as a teenager. So much so that I owned like the DVD box set and I watched it several times. But I haven't seen it in over a decade, and I actually sold my DVD set many, many years ago. And I've been scared ever since to revisit it. Just because I've learned so much about filmmaking, like technical aspects, acting, visual storytelling, just things along those lines. So I haven't wanted to revisit that trilogy because I'm just kind of holding that nostalgia that I enjoyed it, knowing now that I probably wouldn't like it. But I can't lie, Left Behind, The Rise of the Antichrist, I was kind of excited for in like a, how should I say this? In like a, oh, this is going to be like a so bad it's good kind of movie. And the reason why I say that is because it's Kevin Sorbo. Like, he is someone that I recently got on a Twitter account like a year or so ago. And every now and then I'll see some of Kevin Sorbo's tweets and I'm like, oh man, this guy is like a genuine hack fraud. Like, he is terrible. And I've seen some of his movies and it's like, oh dude, yikes, you should not have a camera. You are not good in terms of filmmaking, in my personal opinion. So I was kind of curious about that. And I was actually going to see this in theaters. I was going to use my AMC list, but lo and behold, this was like a fandom exclusive, like a 3-day exclusive, and it was excluded from A-list. So I was like, I am not spending $15 to $20 to see this movie. I'm going to wait until it's at the library, and then I'm going to watch it at the library, like the library Blu-ray. And sure enough, the movie came out on Tuesday on Blu-ray, and the very next day, I got the notification via email that it came in Blu-ray, so I was able to pick it up my hold for it. And I did, and I just now watched it, and this is just a straight-up terrible movie. Like, it is bad. I will say it's bad, but here's the thing. If you are on the same wavelength as Kevin Sorbo as a person, not as a filmmaker, Kevin Sorbo as a person, you're going to eat this movie up. There's no which way around it. You're going to eat this movie up. You're going to be like, yes, this is good stuff. But if you're someone that has inclinations towards and an interest in filmmaking, this is like a nightmare, man. This is like an absolute nightmare. Like, I'm not even going to talk about the themes and messages just yet. I just want to talk about like the filmmaking. So this movie has it where any chance there is like potential to be visual storytelling, there is some of the worst narration I have heard in the longest possible time. I'm not even kidding. This narration, it sounded like, first of all, the narrator was bored out of their minds. And secondly, anytime someone says something, the narration then comes in and it's like, okay, this is what this person meant by. And in case we as audience members didn't understand what the heavy-handed nature of what that character said, it's like it just doesn't trust the audiences. It holds people's hands even more so than what the movie already does. It's laughable, man. It's really bad. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be something that was only early on, but no, it's throughout the movie. So you as audience members know exactly what the filmmakers are trying to convey. There is no interpretation. There is what you see is what you get, or in this case, what you hear is what you get. It is so heavy-handed, man. It's so heavy-handed. And then that leads me also to the visuals itself. There are some cases where I would have, like, I was like, man, if only they didn't have this narration, this could have been potentially a decent scene. Because there are some camera angles that are decent. I will say the color grading, the lighting is like very iffy, but there was potential. And I will say the score I also really didn't like. It's trying to be Cliff Martinez, the famous composer who did like Contagion, Only God Forgives, Drive, a lot of really good scores. But it's not done in like a Mac Quayle kind of way. The composer who did Mr. Robot, he clearly tries to emulate Cliff Martinez, but it's in a way where it stands on its own. Here, the composer for Left Behind, The Rise of Antichrist, it doesn't stand on its own. It just feels very distracting. And the sound design in general is very distracting. So it's just like, there are a lot of things where it's just like, really? And then the pacing is also terrible. There is no rhythm to it at all. In fact, the first half, I would say, does try to have a rhythm, but the second half is where it just hits you over the head with the themes and messages that it's trying to convey. The best possible way for me to put this movie is that it is All the President's Men for people with room temperature IQ. And again, if you like this movie, that's okay. I'm just saying from my viewpoint, that's how I interpret it. It's trying so hard to be like an All the President's Men kind of like whistleblower movie or like The Insider. And it's like, it's not like that at all. Because the thing about those two movies is that they will give the information to the audiences, and then it's up to the audience members to come up with their own interpretations and their own understanding on like getting information out there and the necessity of it. Here, the movie is telling you exactly what you need to know throughout all these procedures that the characters are doing. But the thing is, all these procedures that the characters are doing, it is to try to get the message that COVID is a cover-up, and frankly, that it is something that, well, we don't know anybody that has it, so clearly it must not exist. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, I had COVID, and COVID is no joke, and I also know people that do. So, like, your argument of, oh, I don't know anybody, so it's like, just shut up, like, really? Like, just shut up. And then also just the hilarious nature of, like, trying to say that, like, the mark of the beast is kind of like the vaccine. It's like, really? Are we at this? Like, vaccines have been around for at least 100 years. Really? Like, I'm sorry. I just think it's hilarious. Again, everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, but, like, really? I can't. Also, there's a reference to, like, Obama and how he's the Antichrist. I'm just like, wow, like, really? Like, I'm just saying, like, this is like your grandfather's wet dream, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of movie where it's like, it's just preaching to the choir. And if you're part of that choir, you're going to eat this movie up. Everyone else, if you're not eating it up, you're not going to like it. And if you're someone that isn't the choir and you have an interest in filmmaking, it's really not going to be up your alley. I am telling you, this has some of the worst dialogue I've heard, in addition to some of the worst narration. The dialogue, I was like really surprised. And I'm saying that as someone that has seen a lot of religious movies. I've seen all the Kendrick Brothers movies. I've seen Unplanned. I've seen a decent amount. I grew up with these type of movies. But this movie, it might take the cake. I actually think this might have been worse than Unplanned. This is a movie that, it broke me, man. Like, I have my review on it on Letterboxd, but I have to say, my couple paragraph review on Letterboxd doesn't do this movie justice in terms of, like, what I feel, like, my hatred for this movie. I feel like if you are someone that wants to see characters, like, truly great characters, go through people going missing, like 2% of the population going missing, watch The Leftovers. To be honest with you, The Leftovers is probably the best rendition of The Rapture that I have seen, because it treats the audience with respect. It treats the audience with respect, and it also delivers themes and messages in a nuanced way. So that way audience members aren't handed like the information with a sledgehammer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want a sledgehammer to my head. If I want a sledgehammer to my head, like, you know what I would do? Never mind. I'm not going to say what I would do. It's just this movie's frustrating. I'm trying not to go all 360 days on this movie. I really want to, but I'm not. I just want to try to keep this calm and try to keep this review even-handed. It's a movie that, it's not worth any more of my wording. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's done. Left Behind: The Rise of the Antichrist. I'm personally going to give it a... But yeah, guys, that is my thoughts, brief thoughts on Left Behind: The Rise of the Antichrist. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this movie. And also, please keep it civil. If you check out my review for Unplanned, you'll see that there is kind of a trend for these religious kind of movies on my channel where people aren't civil. Please, keep it respectful. Like, we all have our different opinions, and we can all emulate them in a way that is respectful. Although I know that there are going to be some people that say, why don't you say this movie's for people with room temperature IQ? Felt like it. Not necessarily is, but it felt like it. But anyways, again, let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, follow me on Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.